someone calling me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're recording now, right now. Now we're recording. Okay, and I can see you live. Good. All right. So I don't know. Can you see me okay?
Yeah, I can.
All right. So I don't know how it's recording us, whether it's splitting the screen or it's all you or it's half and half. Usually it splits between the two, but anyway. Okay. So this is Mike Beaver, and this is another recording of Profound States. And this time tonight, we're having Benedicte Mannix from Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
I got it right. Okay, so since I don't know much about you, I'm going to let you give your own introduction because you know you better than I do. So go ahead and tell the audience about you.
Okay. Hi, Mike, and hi to all the audience. So thank you for having me now. So yeah, I'm gonna start by I'm French. I live in Jamaica since 5 years now, and I do something a little bit special, and I'm so grateful to be able to do it because I'm in a country where psilocybin is legal. So I'm going to talk about what is psilocybin if some people doesn't know. So I'm a trauma therapist, a childhood trauma therapist, and I run retreat. I help people, specifically, lots of them having a problem with anxiety, depression, addiction, or also just people that want to know themselves better, want to do self-development. So, so I'm a psilocybin therapist. That's yeah, basically that's what I am. And psilocybin, this is the psychedelic ingredient in psychedelic mushrooms, magic mushrooms, the shrooms, the one that you can see, that's like kind of someone like this that's behind me.
How long have you been a psychedelic therapist?
So psychedelic and the psychedelic. So I started to do psychedelics very young, self-medicating myself at a very, very young age. So I will say that that's almost 40 years that I use personally psychedelics. Many years.
How many years?
Almost 40. I don't think that I'm that old, but now I started psychedelics. I was 13, so that's a long time. And yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah. So
Go ahead, keep
that
going.
that was for. I was using it really at first definitely for recreational, for self-medication. I was self-medicated myself. So for me, marijuana, weed is a psychedelic. So not everybody agree with me, but so it puts you in an altered state of consciousness. So for me, it's definitely a psychedelic. So after I very young, I was part of the trans psychedelic scene, music, the trans goer, going to many festivals all over the world, traveling all over the world, chasing eclipse, like solar eclipse, doing parties. And I started to work in parties, like doing risk reduction in parties, helping people having a challenging experience. So I've got lots of experience with in this domain. I started in South Africa, also risk reduction and Psychedelic Festival. I work with Zendo, you know, the risk reduction, how do you say, organization that is working for Burning Man. So yeah, so I've got lots of experience there. And
So you've been to Burning Man?
no, but I went to Africa Burn. In fact, I started with the Zendo project, the first sanctuary there, where, you know, was, so I did Africa Burn. Africa Burn is a mini version of Burning Man, but wonderful. So there's only 10,000 people there. That was
a lot of people still.
Yeah, but you know, that's compared to the big Burning Man. So people that have been to Burning Man say that it's like Burning Man, but at the beginning of it, when at the start of Burning Man, but very friendly. 10,000 people. You almost at the end after 1 week, you know half of the people there. You know many people.
So you have to buy tickets to Africa Burning Man, or is it free?
No. It's the same concept. You buy the ticket, but for sure much cheaper, much cheaper. It's the same concept. You got the clock, you got everything. No money, leave no trace. And
how much are the tickets?
Wow, I don't know. But even if you were, you know, I was working there, but you know, you just you're not getting paid. You're just helping. I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe 100.
So your first language is French?
Yes.
So if we spoke French, you'd be right at home.
We spoke. Sorry.
If we spoke French, you'd be right at home.
Yeah, on peut parler français. You
No, my French, I don't have enough French to even say much at all. I mean, parlez-vous français is about it.
Nós podemos hablar español también, o português, pode falar português.
How many languages do you speak?
But I'm European, so I speak. No,
a whole bunch of languages.
No, I understand German. Let's say like four languages that I can talk.
That's pretty nice. 4 languages.
Yeah, but I've been traveling all over the world. Like, you know, I've been traveling a lot. Yeah, that was part of my journey to. Yeah, there was in Asia and South America and.
So you've settled down in Jamaica.
Yeah, and specifically because, you know, you can, like, psilocybin is a class 1 drug. So class 1 drug is a drug that is very highly addictive and dangerous. So it's like heroin and cocaine, except that I use psilocybin to help people having addiction. So psilocybin, it's not addictive.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, you don't need. I'm not a neophyte. I mean, I understand what's what in the drug world, but you can explain it anyway, just for our audience, because
because that's you know that, and I wish I can explain, and thank you to give me a voice here to just say that no, you don't finish in like psychiatric hospital, like if you take like psilocybin or any psychedelics, that's psilocybin just recreate neuron, so it's create neurogenesis, contrarily to something very common, alcohol, like.
Okay, so when you you said you self-medicated. So of all the problems you had, whatever problems you were trying to medicate through psilocybin, what was the worst problem that you worked with psilocybin on yourself, where you feel like cured you of that? What was the worst thing you had internally that you, when you self-medicated with it, that you got rid of that problem? What was it? What was that problem?
Wanting to kill myself.
And did you ever come to understand, do you know right now why you had that desire?
To kill myself.
Yeah, do you know
I
why?
definitely, I definitely believed that, I was not finding love in this world. I was not, I was completely disconnected, and that's a deep question, because, that's going back, that experiencing trauma again and again, and leaving my trauma, and just like constantly.
Were you abused as a kid by your parents? By your father?
Yeah, there was. I'll say yes, but yeah, yeah. There was. Yeah, I was living in a difficult environment. Uh, yeah, I'd a lot of different trauma in my childhood. So, and if you allow me, if I can define trauma.
So you, well, okay, so you stopped wanting to kill yourself, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what was it about psilocybin? What particular trip or part of a trip, or what was the exact experience you had with psilocybin that cured you of wanting to kill yourself?
So, the disconnecting was everything. Was the nature, was people, like opening myself to just saying that love, like, being connected to love, that just feeling love, feeling love for myself, feeling love for the for the universe, like
So you're saying that psilocybin connected you with love.
Yeah.
Do you remember the exact experience where it connected you with love? Do you remember that exact moment that happened during that trip? Do you remember that? Or was it just a feeling that happened after you got through with it?
That's definitely a feeling, that you're feeling like connected to the universe, to everything, to wow, that
I mean, when I'm
I've had
trying,
so many that I remember, yeah, uh, I remember seeing like the stars, and the people, and yeah, and just feeling good in myself, like feeling happy, feeling content, feeling.
so it was during the trip itself where you
Yeah,
reconnected.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
It wasn't an after effect, it was during the trip.
Yeah, that's the specificity of psilocybin, is that, you can do therapy for years and years, but it's gonna be very difficult to make you feel. You can have concept, you can understand things, but to feel, it's difficult, that, to feel love when you have never felt love. So that's why, like, it's called like magic mushroom, because suddenly you're going to experience something you've never experienced in your life. So that's gonna be like love, or that's going to be like, I've got so many clients that, for the first time they feel good in themselves, like was shameless, like, they don't have shame anymore. They feel that they are okay. They are not like, they enough, they good, they
They
don't
feel
need
good
this.
about themselves. They start feeling good about themselves.
Yeah, and it's huge. That's huge, because, we can talk about all the good reason why you should love yourself, but to feel it, that's gonna be like, if you never felt it, that's almost impossible to. So now now that's going to allow you to connect to the source. This help you to really connect to yourself. To and most of all the people that have experienced trauma in their life are disconnected. They disconnected because that's a way to protect themselves. They put like
Sure.
kind of boundaries in between them, the ego, and the rest of the world. To
They surround themselves with um, a space that
a wall,
right. Well,
a gel. Like often, unfortunately, that's what you find. People engel themselves. Their real self, they true self. And they're not even conscious that there is this little one like suffering inside themselves.
so how long ago did you reconnect with everything? Did you feel, when you made that change from wanting to kill yourself to being connected to love and to the world, how long ago was that?
Uh, like more than 20 years ago, like 25 years ago, I will say.
Okay. And how long after that did you start working with other people in the sense that you were trying to to do for them what happened for you?
So there was a big thing. I was when you find like the way to be happy, you want to share it with the whole world. And I realized that it doesn't work like this. You can't say that follow me. You need to learn and to have tools. So basically, I started to study psychology, study different. I study sophrology. Maybe nobody have heard of it in the English world. So that's a dynamic meditation, practice that help you to connect your body and mind. I started to study transgenerational therapy, like, understanding the repetition, transgenerational repetition. Just I've studied many different things to be able to understand and to help me more, because there was not enough. That there was so yeah, I was not wanting to die anymore, but that I was finding a sense in and a purpose for me in this earth, but
So it
I
took
was still.
you a while to go from reconnecting to love and the world to getting ready to help other people. There was a space there of learning that you had to go through.
Mhm. Yeah, and today I'm working with a therapy that I've created, and I've created this therapy with like my needs, that I I was and the more I was connecting with people and helping people, I was seeing that what we need, like it's not really possible to help people that have had like trauma in their childhood, um, without making them really connect with themselves, their body mind connection is one of the basic. Working on safety, feeling safe. You're not going to you're not going to be able to work with anyone if the person don't really feel safe with you. And it's the problem, like lots of people go to do therapy and for years and nothing really changed.
Well, okay, so um, you said that you just finished with some clients and drove them to the airport. How many clients?
So I just had a 1 week retreat, and
How many people?
so two separate person. That's not a couple. Two-person that were not knowing each other. Um, I I like to do like very small group because I do therapy with them. It's not only the psilocybin. I don't believe, like, contrarily to what it's said a lot and what you hear a lot, like psilocybin in itself is not going to heal you. You know, you have to work, you have to do you know, you have to be helped and you have to heal yourself. That's psilocybin will help you to access yourself, help you to feel, but you're still gonna have to do, you know, to work through healing. That's your journey. That's not, you know, you can't change you, and people will understand. You know that sometimes I find it very sad that people are saying that you're going to take psilocybin and that's going to heal your depression. And that's very sad because people have this feeling. And, you know, when you're depressed, you know, you're often lacking of self-confidence. And if you take psilocybin and your depression is not healed, so what are you going to say? I felt, and I've heard it so many times, people like coming and saying that, yeah, I even felt psilocybin. But it doesn't work like this. You know, you can't change like 30, 40 years of your life in one time, in 1 week. You know, what you're going to do is that it's going to probably change your life. You're going to feel better. And feeling better for somebody that feels bad every day, it's huge, believe me. It's life changing because some people feel bad every day they're suffering. So just the fact that they got a bit of peace, a bit of release, a bit of you know, and they've got hope to feel better. Hope. It's a process. It's not. I say that it's magic mushroom. It's not miraculous mushroom. It's not going to be like a once off and you healed.
So the clients that you just drove to the airport, how long were they with you? How long were they there in Jamaica with you?
1 week.
Okay, and how many times did they do psilocybin?
3 times.
Okay, and how did you determine 3 times? Why not 4 or 2 or 1 or why 3?
So because that's a part of the protocol, I like it this way because it's like, you know, like an essay. You do introduction, like the development and the conclusion. And normally, you know, it's funny how it works. Like, you know, it's just like a full journey, and at the end, everything makes sense. I really love psilocybin, or I really, you know, psilocybin connect you to your higher self, you know. So I really love the capacity of human being to heal themselves.
And okay, so besides just taking it 3 times, what did you have to work with the client before and after they took it, or how did that work?
Yeah, so I personally do lots of work with my client. I spend many hours, and 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 you know that's you need the best. The big thing is consciousness. You know, the more you're going to be conscious of the way you function, the better you're going to, and the quicker you're going to heal yourself. So giving them tools, giving them keys, helping them to, so sometimes I do meditation, and but more than anything, helping them to understand themselves and through tools. So this therapy that I've done specifically for childhood trauma, developmental traumas. It's developmental trauma is touching all of us. You know, that's we from, yeah, like directly or transgenerational trauma. We all living with some luggage. It's all about understanding how we function, why we repeat constantly the same mistakes, why we end up constantly experiencing the same thing, going through the same suffering. Just explaining this to helping people to understand the way we function. We all function the same way. what's is different and the beauty about humanity is that we all unique. We all have a unique history, like self, like we, and but the functioning, we all function the same way. That so. So yeah, I'm helping them to go through their journey. I don't really guide them. I don't, that's. I'm trying to help them empower themselves, trust themselves. That's what's the most important. Trust yourself. You're gonna heal yourself. You're gonna be the one healing yourself. You can only be the one healing yourself.
So, how do you decide how much psilocybin they should take? How's that? How did you determine that?
So this is the the big trick. So that's going to depend really on many different factors. First, have you already tried it or never? Have you ever tried any psychedelics? Have you ever even smoked weed or I have people that have never even had a glass of wine in their life, never. So depending on someone that have used like different kind of substance and someone that have never, you're going to try like to lower the dose. So I will start with someone like maybe at 3 grams for a retreat, and some other more experienced at 5 grams. And I will, and that's really depending. And after, depending on how they're going to react with their first dose, we're going to increase or decrease, and we're going to see what they need, what they want to access. If you want to have like a really like a ego death or a spiritual experience, that definitely you're going to need more than just like really like working on yourself at a more lower level. So that's very same, like I was saying, we all unique, and the way that we react to substance is completely also unique. So it's a fine art, and I tend to trust the people. I like to ask the people, what do you think? How many grams do you think you should take? And some people say, I don't know, I've never tried, but I say, okay, like, if I tell you that, do you rather have 3 grams and being maybe underwhelmed, or do you feel safe and try 5 grams? And they're going to, and that's part of them trusting themselves, that their journey, and they start already to decide for them. You know yourself better than me, so we can discuss about it, but you're gonna choose and decide what's better for you. Psilocybin is not dangerous, so you're not gonna overdose or.
So, what's the most you've ever done?
Me?
Yes.
Probably 20 grams. Yeah, easily 20 grams. That. Yeah, easily. Yeah, I'd.
So, have you ever talked about your own experiences much
With my client.
with anybody?
Yeah, but I've had, every time is something different. You never know. I'm also having like little, how do you say, like, how do you say, when in my stomach, like every time I take psilocybin, I'm like everybody. I don't know what's gonna come. It's a new journey every time you're taking psilocybin. So I've got 100 million different stories to tell you about it.
So if you had to pick one story, and you wanted to talk about something that was amazing, or mystical, or just something that was like something that would impress people in general about something you experienced that was unique, you think was unique, Is there a particular experience that, of all the experiences you've had, it sounds like you've had quite a few, is there one that stands out above the others? And, when you think about them, oh, that was the trippiest trip or the strangest trip or the scariest trip or the most interesting trip, or, you know what I'm saying? Do you have any experience that stands out uniquely amongst the rest at all?
While you're talking, I got like plenty coming back. I'm just going to talk on a general. When you take when I take high dose like to work, so I take 12 grams to work on myself and to work a deeper work for me. But so what often the something that come back often is like really this feeling of unity, that that you are one, and this is something that lots of people can experience. So just like suddenly you just realize that you really connect with the source, that you are the creator of everything, of the whole reality. You create everything. So this can be funny because you can have like, you can be with other people, and this is you. This is all your creation. This is you, only one. You only you. And so this is a common thing that you want to.
So you're saying that probably the most interesting thing you've experienced is understanding that you are the creator of your world.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and that after you can, that giving you, so you understand. So I remember one time having being this disco ball, so you just like, and you understand that I'm this disco ball, and after that, you one little square of the disco ball. I am one part of this whole, and I'm one expression of this whole. Do you understand? So you connect to, I'm the ball, I'm the disco ball, and after me as Benedict, I'm just one little square, and I'm experiencing my life as just me, like and all the other people, all the little square around me, or all the other human being, but I've connected to the source. I know that I'm the source also. I know that I'm part of it. So that definitely help you to be more conscious of serendipity, to just more conscious of creating your life, to be more conscious of being able to be more present, and to be more aware of everything. That's I think that's what psychedelic give you the most. Like, when you're using it a lot. After that, a lot of trip that I've had is just like being conscious about many things, being conscious about my relationship with people. That I've got so many. One day I imagined that the whole world collapse, the whole system collapse, and I think that's one of my dream. Like, I wish sometime that everything collapse, and we go back to nature. So I was just like seeing all the nature and just crying because I was in Jamaica, so you see fruits in the tree, you see that nature is so beautiful and there to be there to protect you. So I was feeling more safe, that just one of my trip, that one of my recent trip. So you feel all this anxiety, like since two years, like all the lingering anxiety that we all have went through was so suddenly you feel more safe because you know you got something strong, you got nature there for you that can help you. We can survive in the nature, we can all survive in the nature.
So you see yourself as still evolving. You've gone from wanting to kill yourself to not wanting to kill yourself, and then but you're still evolving. You're still moving forward in your evolution of who you are. Correct? Did I get it
Definitely,
all correct? I kind of
definitely,
summed it up.
yeah, yeah. That's every, you know, how the universe is infinite. Like, you know, our mind can be infinite, and we can always find something more to understand about ourselves, about others, about so yeah, that's gonna be. I'm always gonna discover something new. That
So,
have you ever tried psychedelics?
yes, I have. I sure have. Um, so how did you pick Jamaica? How did you settle down with Jamaica? Why did you settle there as opposed to any other island? There's lots of islands where psilocybin must be legal. How did you
No,
settle on Jamaica?
no, there's not many places in the world where psilocybin is legal, really
There's not.
legal. Hmm?
There's not.
No, no. Here. I can work. I can work. Like it, I'm declared and I'm working here, and yeah, and people can be safely come here and live a journey and work on themselves. So that's that's alleviate. What I'm offering to people is a safe place. So that's very important to feel safe. That's so you're safe. You can, for certain people, it's important to be able, and unfortunately, that's not legal everywhere. And
So how do people find you?
um, that's they don't find me, just word of mouth. So they yeah, they,
So your
I,
clientele is all word of mouth.
yeah, yeah, and hmm.
But if somebody wanted to go through your program and they had nobody that had they connected with that knows your program, how would they find you? How would just any Joe
So
person off the street find you if they wanted to
I've
connect?
got a website. I've got a website,
Which is
and
called?
sorry,
What's it called?
Sophrodelic. That's
Spell it.
SOPHRODELIC. Sophro like sophrology and delic like psychedelic. I'm a
Okay.
sophrologist, so sophrodelic. And yeah, yeah,
So what is
I'm
it? What is a sophrology? Go over sophrology one more time. You
yeah,
mentioned
I'm
it
gonna
earlier, but
yeah,
you
I'm
did
gonna
it very
speak about.
quickly in passing.
Yeah, I would just, I don't want to bother my client to ask them to do review and to, and I'm sure that all of them will do it. Like, they will be happy to help me and to do it. But I just feel that I don't want to embarrass them with, like asking them to do a review. So, and I know that it's important. People want to know who I am, what I'm doing, if I'm legit, so yeah, I'm gonna try to do, because I want to help more people, I'm gonna try to make an effort to put myself more out there and to do it. I've started also Instagram. I don't like to do all this, like, that's like to do advertising. That's not really my thing. So yeah. So sophrology. Sophrology has been like created in the 60s at the same time of mindfulness. And I use mindfulness because it's similar. That's have been created by a neuropsychiatrist that was working in a psychiatric hospital during the war in Spain. And so he was treating shell shock. That was like what we call today PTSD. So without really knowing it, he has created like a wonderful tool for dealing with trauma. And so if you want, because everybody, like a lot of people know mindfulness, and so it's a bit different because sophrology work, it's dynamic meditation. So you do dynamic, like little exercise, like yoga exercise, and meditation and guided meditation. But we're working with intention. So like when mindfulness is just like take everything as it is, like we working with intention. We're gonna work wanting to improve like your positive, and we're working also on something different than mindfulness. We're working in three dimensionality. We're working in past, present, and future, so at different level. um, so yeah, it's coming from the Tumo, the doctor of the Dalai Lama. You know, he went to Asia. This psychiatrist, this neuropsychiatrist went to Asia. So he came back with lots of like ancient knowledge. So the Tumo, he went to the yogi in India, like connected with the master yogi in India, and Zen, also the master Zen in Japan, and created this therapy, very efficient therapy to help people, and specifically dealing with anxiety, with trauma. And that's the protocol that I've created. That I've created a protocol with sophrology and with the help of psilocybin. It worked pretty well. It's a plus because I definitely think that psilocybin is wonderful, but it's often not enough. It in itself, and I've used it like for many years, like recreationally, and it's very different when you're going to take it. When my clients are taking it, I'm trying to, as much as possible, to ask them to do it internally. It doesn't work at the same part of your brain if you like external and having like a party, and or really like eye shade and internal.
So do your clients tend to use eye shades, or they tend not to use eye shades?
So one more time, I'm there to suggest. I suggest that because I do also hear that the once off, like people just come for the day. We do a pre-session before we do the session, and after we do an integration session the next day. So I recommend no music. That's you don't want to be influenced. You don't have to be influenced by anyone or anyone's music, or
right.
You're gonna let what needs to come. So no music, and as much as possible, like lying down, eye shade, and just like go visit yourself. Just go work with yourself. Go connect with yourself.
So you have one-day sessions and whole week sessions?
Yeah, I offer both, yeah.
So you don't have longer than a week or anything
Longer
different?
than
One
that.
and three, one or five, right?
Like,
Or one or
I'm
three,
very
one or three.
103. I think that already 3 is not too bad. It's that you need to integrate, and sometimes it takes some time to integrate what it's level. And like I said, that I'm never going to I've definitely had people that doing one session with me and just telling me that was life changing. That that I love this one day this client said to me, I can't unseen what I saw. I can't unseen, and that's so, you become conscious of things, and that's you can't come back. That what you're gonna be conscious is a win for the rest of your life. So yes, that can be life changing.
So your clients do either 3 grams or 5 grams or something even different.
So like this, I had my client this week did 14.
Oh, both of them?
No. I can give you, because I can give you the dosage. So two with it, 2, 5, and 6. This is for one client, and the other one that I'd already worked was, but there was somebody that was using benzodiazepine. So it's an antagonist to psilocybin. Psilocybin create neural pathway when you got like more benzodiazepine that destroy neural pathway. That's an antipsychotic. So you're gonna need like higher dose for it to work. So people that use benzo, that they definitely going to need a bigger dose to feel it.
So did you get your client to stop doing the benzo before they came to see you?
No, I don't think that he stopped. But there was the deal that he didn't take the day that the night before.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't fresh on it, but he at least been off of it for a day.
That's very
Maybe.
difficult. You can't ask, like, people are relying on their medication, and that's
So what do you think, benzodiaz what's it called again? What's the
benzodiazepine.
Yeah. What is benzodiazepine as an antipsychotic? What does it do for people that they need it? What does it do for them?
Okay, so that's not my.
You don't know.
I. Well,
You don't know.
yeah, I know, but that's
Well, then
not my.
tell us. What does it do for people? It must
Let
give
me.
them something. It gives them something. We know it's not good for them. I'm not asking you whether it's good for them or not good for them. We know it's not good for them, but it's doing something that they feel they need. And I don't know anything about it, so I'm just curious as to what it does for people that they feel they need. What is it? What do you think it does for them?
Apparently, it's difficult to say, because I'm gonna talk just about what people are telling me.
That's
So
fine.
so
I mean,
apparently they taking it because specifically they got anxiety.
right. But okay, so it lowers their anxiety. That's it, right? It's an anxiety. It's an anxiety lowering drug. That's what it does for them, right? Lowers their anxiety. Correct?
And I can tell you that most of all the people that took it still got anxiety, and got anxiety every day. So
Oh, okay. So, all right. So now we're going in circles here. So, if it's supposed to be anti-anxiety, but it's not lowering their anxiety, why do they feel the need to take it if it's not helping them? What is that about?
I think that it's probably work. It's probably working. It's helping. It's definitely helping them to numb them. But that doesn't. The anxiety is still there. They're still suffering every day from anxiety. That's what I'm hearing from them. So that they
So,
probably have a release, like a bit, but I don't even know. And yeah, it's
So they
it's a
still have the
complicated
anxiety, but
topic, so
right. So they still have the anxiety, but they're able to cope with it a little bit.
I think so. And they probably, I guess that they probably find some release taking their medication. I hope. But what I see is that most of all the people that are taking anxiolytics are still having the anxiety.
Huh. Well, I don't know how I would be addicted to something that's not doing something for me.
So I'm gonna tell you something. I've worked with for many years in addiction. I can tell you with all the people that were using heroin, all the one that were using benzo will always tell you that it's easier to stop heroin than benzodiazepine. So benzo, when you addicted to it, it's oh when you
Oh,
when you're
yeah.
addicted to benzo, it's very difficult to get off them. So
Okay, so it's very addictive. We know that.
mm,
It doesn't help their anxiety, but do you think the psilocybin will help them enough after a few sessions with it to possibly kick the benzodiazepine soon?
so Sam, the experience is that I've had many people that were wanting to get off their medication, and they before doing the retreat, they were starting to tap it down and stopping, and I've got people that they've come to the retreat and they've completely have stopped completely all medication.
Oh, before they came to the retreat?
Yeah, I mean, no, but after that, like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years after that, they still haven't took any
Oh,
more.
so it has helped them. Has helped some of your clients. Has had.
Yeah, that many, plenty of them.
Sure.
Yeah. So we all different. So for some people, that it's going to be too. It's going to be hard for them, and plus they can't imagine stopping their medication. I've met people, they're on 10 different drugs, like the morning to wake up, like the it's so many people, that people that have ADHD, sometimes they start with Ritalin or Comesta after they starting to have like anxiety because of it. So after they start taking benzo, and after because of benzo they start to have depression. So they're using like Comesta, benzo, SSRI all together. There's so many people that are doing this.
They're on many drugs.
Yeah, many different. So they try to do like a cocktail to regulate their mood, but the thing is that at the end of the day, they still medication are there to hide symptom. They're not really there to heal yourself. You know, that you've got symptom because there is something wrong, because you're suffering. That there is something to address. Medication
So,
don't address your problem.
so,
Medication help you to sometimes not feel your problem.
so did you ever get hooked on anything in your life?
And
Any
what?
kind of drug? Did you ever get hooked on anything in your life that you had to get off of?
Um, phew, I was tobacco for a long time, for many years, and
Smoker.
also
You were a
thanks
smoker.
to hmm?
You were a smoker.
Yeah, long time, and I smoke marijuana or ash. I was smoking ash from 13 to 40, 42, like for 30 years. Um, many
Many things.
like really, yeah, like Uh,
So why do you think that?
I was addicted to suffering, to pain.
Why, why do you think? Why do you think that so many countries have psychedelics as illegal when they're not? When we all know that psychedelics are not addictive, like other drugs. We started with this at the very beginning of the conversation. You were telling the audience that psychedelics are not like heroin and stuff like that. And I think a lot of people understand that psychedelics are not like they're not. I think many people understand that they're not addictive, and knowing that they're not addictive, why
So,
are they illegal anyway if they're
so
not
that's
addictive?
the war on drugs we like that have started, and
You think it started with Nixon? He was the one that started the war on drugs, but that was pot, and so
there
pot.
was everything. The story about the Vietnam War and LSD, and there was a there is something that I like to say that the world
I used to
divided
hang out
into.
with those guys.
Hmm?
I used to hang out with those guys when I got started smoking pot when I was young. I hung out with guys who were Vietnam vets, and they showed me the Vietnam vet way of smoking pot, which is very different from normal way of smoking pot. It's a very different modality of smoking, and they, as Vietnam vets, they would get high uh, and go out, put on some music and go out and kill people. That's the war. You get high, you numb your feelings, and you go and kill people. That's how
I,
war
I
is,
I
right?
got I met one. I the I spoke with a vet recently that like that very recently we were talking about this. They were having like boxes, so vet will remember what I'm saying, that and they were having boxes, and they were having heroin and cocaine, and they were knowing that to numb themselves when they were not going to like you say killing or whatever. They were taking like heroin, and when they were having that, and there's talking about cocaine, but there was probably also amphetamine or things like this. So they were having a box like that was given to them. So yeah, but so that's unfortunate that they have stopped like to let us stop to take psychedelics. I remember when I went in the Amazonian forest to take ayahuasca. I spoke with the shaman, and I told him that why they were like sharing this with everyone now, and they were saying that that was the ayahuasca that asked them to do it, to just help the world and change people, to help people to be more conscious. It's really, psychedelics really help you to connect, to reconnect. That's the problem of our society, and we more and more suffering because we more and more disconnected.
So how was your ayahuasca experience? How was it?
So yeah, one of the that's easier question than the one you asked me for psilocybin, because I did much less ayahuasca session. So I remember specifically one that I just said that I'm not doing anything in my life. What's the purpose of my life? Because I was and I understood this trip recently talking with a therapist, and we were talking together, and I realized the ayahuasca told me that you are doing so many things. Look at this, and I just envisioned like all the country I was going to, all the people I was meeting, everything that was going to prepare me to be what I was today. Like, being able to help others in their journey. So that was interesting to see that all those trip in Asia, all those trip in India and Nepal and South America, all this everything that I've experienced in my life was just to put me here now, was the experience and the knowledge I have now. So that was the message, that no, you're just doing exactly what you're supposed to do. So
it confirmed your path in life.
and I didn't understood at the time. I didn't understood exactly what it was really meaning. I find ayahuasca more difficult to, less clear than psilocybin. Psilocybin is more gentle. It's more gentle. I don't say anything wrong about ayahuasca. Just that it's yeah.
It's more difficult. So where did you do the ayahuasca?
Where did I do it? In South America and in Ecuador, in the
Ecuador.
Amazonia. Yeah.
Ecuador.
Yeah. I went in the Amazonian forest, and staying was like.
Which city in Ecuador were you closest to?
Baños. Oh,
Baños.
that was a long time ago. I don't know if you know Ecuador. That's Baños is a city where there is like a big alive volcano, just like that's erupting, like having that was beautiful at night. It was a bit crazy. We were going to look the volcano. Just
live volcano.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was cool. There was a.
So how many times have you done the ayahuasca?
A few times. I don't really remember. But yeah, that's difficult to count.
Too many.
Yeah. No, not too many. No, I think that maybe I'm okay to revisit ayahuasca. Yeah, when it's gonna come to me again. But what I saw for ayahuasca is that I definitely believe that you really need to be with the right people, because it's lots of information, too much information, and I believe that for Western people sometimes it's a lot, it's too much, and it's a lot to process. So if you don't have the right people that are going to help you integrate all the information, you're kind of more lost than before. So that's not this for everyone, because some people have very clear journey, and they probably was the right person. But I've seen a lot of people being more lost after ayahuasca than before. But so yeah, so that's required to find the right people, the right environment to take it, and yeah.
So I don't know what else to ask you. I mean, I could ask you about various trips you've had, and it doesn't sound like you want to necessarily get into particular trips you've had, but you've connected with the world. You've gotten past your death wish. You've reconnected with the world, and you're still moving forward in your journey, and you're helping people there in Jamaica, and I assume you live fairly close to the beach.
I'm 40 minutes from a nice one.
14 minutes walking or 14 minutes driving?
No, driving.
Driving.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not
in
that
the up in Kingston. Yeah, I'm not. That's a city, but it's a beautiful city. Jamaica is such a cool place to visit. Jamaicans are wonderful. I love Jamaicans. They're
So
really cool
is it
people.
expensive or cheap to live in Jamaica?
It's expensive. It's expensive. It's an island. It's expensive. I think you can travel cheap, but that's
Oh, I'm talking
not
about
really
living there.
easy.
I'm talking about living there, not traveling.
Yeah. It's expensive. It's so that's the same. That some people live very cheap here because of course they unfortunately don't have much resources. Um, So, but it's expensive to travel. It's not a cheap country. It's not like Asia, and I
So,
guess that now everywhere it's expensive in the world to travel. It's not like my time when I was young that you were able to travel as
so you're
cheap.
buying your house or you're renting?
I'm renting. I'm renting. Yes. I hope that I'm gonna find a nice house to have a retreat in the future.
You mean
I'm
where you
looking.
can own it?
Yeah, I'm looking for one since 2 years. I haven't found it yet.
Oh, to buy?
Hmm. Yeah.
Is there anything you want to tell your audience, or the audience, that you think they need to know other than don't be afraid of psilocybin, other than the obvious, what you've been trying to get across the conversation? Is there anything else that you feel that you need to?
The, I want to just tell them that if they suffering that there is a way to heal themselves, that giving them hope. Yeah, I just want to give them hope because unfortunately sometimes the medical industry tell them that they're still suffering. So there is a I've seen people like really big despair, like really, and going on the other side, like having some release and some peace in their life, and going from like me, just like wanting to kill yourself, not finding any purpose in this life, and suffering every day, to being happy and blessed. Like, so yeah, I want to give hope.
So your typical client comes to you, has all these different anxieties and problems, and they hear from word of mouth that you're somebody who can help them. They come to you, they take the one trip or they take the 3 trips, and so
Mm-hmm.
you have many clients who you keep up with after you've had sessions with them and
Yeah,
their lives are changed.
yeah. Like, people also that have been sexually abused, like girls that, there's also psilocybin will help you to integrate trauma. So that can be, also life changing to, yeah, they're just starting to leave. There is some people they don't leave, they survive. So yeah, so some, that's not everybody that wants to do the work, and that so yeah, some people really dedicated to work on themselves and to heal themselves, and sometimes I do some more session with them, like I work a lot online also, online with people
Oh,
that
do you? What do you do with him online?
I do like counseling. I'm
Sophrology.
also, yeah, or counseling or sophrology. I'm a Rogerian therapist. I'm a client-centered therapist also.
What is Rogerian? Now that you've mentioned
So
it,
Rogerian
explain.
Rogerian therapy is humanist therapy. Rogerian, like to Carl Roger differentiated itself from, I would say, psychoanalysis. That's more humanist therapy, different approach, like a more friendly approach, a more client-centered therapy. So there was the day that I encountered a client-centered therapist, like a counselor, that was very different. There was, I was, in front of a human being. Like there was really, it's very gentle, compassionate, and different approach. But I think that that nowadays lots of therapists, have a very more humanist approach with their clients than the cold, re-traumatizing relationship with your therapist. That.
Sounds like you're a very different type of therapist.
Yes, definitely. I'm definitely out of the box, and and I definitely, that's and essentially I've tried to do something that was working for me. That so I and how I would have wanted to be helped, and the way that so so definitely, and people were telling me that's what I'm offering them is different. It's but it works. That's what mattered the most, is that people that I'm helping people. That's what counts.
So the best way for people to reach you is through your website. Sophrodic. Is it?
Sophrodic.com. Yeah.
Sophrodic.com.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for being on my show. It was fun, and I think you got the message across that not to be afraid of psilocybin, and that it can help you
Mm-hmm.
if
Yeah.
you take the right amount and learn how to integrate it into your life. And I appreciate you being on the show. And
But thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you for letting me share. Yeah, and giving up to certain people that need it.
I will upload the recording in a few minutes, and let me go ahead and stop it. This is a good time to stop.
Okay.